title of the project, as you mentioned, is Vocational Education Training in Tourism, Hospitality, and Green Digital Skills and Competencies. As a matter of fact, you just did a wonderful presentation for my background, and so I have to thank you again for this presentation. I will do also a short description profile for our regional development agency, which is active in Berat region. And I don't know if from the participants, some of them this year have visited Berat, because Berat is a town in southwest of Albania and is dominant in tourism sector. Okay, the other slide, please. The other slide, the other, next one. The Regional Development Agency, as I mentioned, is established as foundation from the year 2000 from a UNDP project in supporting small medium enterprises in Albania, and by building a capacity of civil society. Through years, RDA Berat has made as a leader NGO in the region, working as subcontractor with some foreign donors, as you mentioned also at the beginning, from USAID, UNDP, GIZ, such things. Now to turn back to our project. The next slide, please. To address the growing demand for skilled hospitality workers, especially for welcome waiters and receptionists, our project focused on empowered unemployment youth, especially the women. And we pretend that with this project, about 40% of them to be participated by the women and 30% by returned immigrant, which looking to reintegrate in the life in Albania after their bringing their experience from abroad. The project aimed to provide professional training in hospitality, as I mentioned, but with integration with green practice and digital skills to align the sustainability tourism development. And from this point of view, this approach not only improves participant employability, but promotes also friendly, very oriented practice in tourism sector. As I mentioned, Berat is a wonderful town in the south west of Albania, where the tourism sector is very predominant. The next slide, please. Tourism in Albania has been growing rapidly in recent years, and in Berat as well. Despite various strategies being adopted, successive governments have increasingly recognized the tourism sector's potential to drive economic development. But Berat has a special thing, has some special thing in sector of tourism development. Berat is an UNESCO World Heritage Site since 2008. It's very specific because it has a mix of natural and cultural tourism, and both private business and local government now are institutions that begin to focus more on tourism development. However, despite this potential of tourism sector, the area has historically lacked consistent and strategic development. There is still need for well-structured, sustainable practice to fully harness its potential. So, for this why, our foundation began to take some action regarding this sector. The project was focused in three main pillars. The first of all, in training program, a 2-month structured training program was developed with respective modules to welcome waiters and receptionists, as we mentioned at the first beginning. The program emphasized dual system learning, that it means it's practical learning at the business. About 70% of the time, the students or the trainings, hands-on training in actual business, and theoretical instruction, about 30% of them in classroom-based season. The content of module was delivered by qualified trainers, respective trainers for, of course, for welcome waiters and receptionists, and supported by representative of a business sector, which served during the training as coach or as mentors. Some specific themes were elaborated during the training. For example, I can mention that as welcome waiters, some of the main themes were about basic knowledge of the dining area, or ethic communication, or body language, such things. As for receptionists, other themes were prepared, like for example, preparing on job interview, or how function the e-booking system, such things. Okay, this first pillar of the project was spreading in 2 months training, day after day, with participants, as I mentioned, and with the representative of business sector. The second pillar is on-job training. Participants were placed in local business where they receive real world. So they practice on their hands, their experience getting by the classroom, and have been coaches, guidance by professional coaches from hospitality sector. And what we are proud at this sector is that we can mention that some of these business, local business, for example, 3 hotel, 2 agro business, 5 guest house, and private vocational education training, and public vocational education training school, join our initiative, and they bring their experience as well. The third pillar of this project is employment facilitation. And of course, this is the most important part of our project, because as you know, the result of the project must be concrete, especially in this sector. Upon completion of the training, the project supported participants in finding job opportunities or to create their own business. And the target was that about 20% of participants to become employed or self-employed after finishing the program. So, regarding these 3 main pillars, some result impact was produced. For example, is that 20 participants were successfully trained in welcome waiters, as I mentioned above, in modules including preparing, serving, dining area, introduction to the world of wines, basic kitchen and bar concept, bon ton ethic, body language and customer services, sales strategies. Also, in this good result and good impact was that we invite an expert from diaspora who bring his experience and integrate great knowledge, for example, food waste recycling and digital skills, to show how modern and sustainable practice can be applied in daily service operation. The next page, please. The next one. Okay, the next one, we pass to this. The next one. So about 25 participants were trained as receptionists under the module Reception Front Desk, Basic Digital and Personal Skills for Office Staff, which included some themes as well. I think you need okay, you are in the page. Which included booking and reservation systems, social media management, preparing CV, job interviews, online job search techniques. And except of these 2 main results that we mentioned, gender inclusion was a real impact, because about 50% of participants were women, exceeding the original target of 40%. Also, total participants reached 50. As a matter of fact, the target was about 45. So another real impact, the next page, please. Another real impact was, of course, as I mentioned, the most important part of all the project is employment outcomes. The project initially, I mentioned, aimed for about 20% of them participants to become employed or self-employed. But it is a remarkable success that in reality, about 95% of the trainees have found a job or have employed to some business. And in such a point of view, we can mention some of the wonderful business from local area who join our initiative, like Mbriza Family Berat Castle Game, or private vocational education training center Leta, or bar restaurant Osumi, Villa Art Berat Castle. Such hotels and guest house employed the trainees in their business, and we have a number of participants now who work for them. As I have prescribed this, 5 participants have been employed at Mbriza Family, for example, 3 trainees at Villa Art, 2 participants at Vocational Education Training Center, such thing. And the next one, please. And the most from this project, of course, that great result and impact earned the community, broader community impact. As tourism continues to be one of the main source of income in Berat region, because most of them are ensure their income from this sector, many local families quickly adapted by converting parts of their homes in bed and breakfast. So most of them now have bed and breakfast accommodation. This is not only created self-assessment, self-employment for themselves, but also they grow the economy of community based in tourism. And the most positive impact we think of this project, we think that is that the first impact of the project gave us the possibility to elaborate the new one project, and we have 70 participants who desire to come at this wonderful professional training. What lesson learned by this project? The next one, please. First of all, persistence is the essential factor in achieving the forecast objective. You know, at the beginning, as in every project, the people were very skeptic, but our persistence made them to enter in the class and to remain and to employed or self-employed. Using outreach strategy tools in achieving the result, which produce employment outcome, gender inclusion, actively involvement the business sector, actively involvement local power, and transferability to other fields of sectors. The 3-pillar model, training program, on-job training, and employment facilitation is universally applicable. For example, in agriculture sector, organic farming, in agritourism, or in a craftsmanship creative industry, in textile making, in local artisan products, or in ICT and digital services, coding boot camps, digital marketing, or in renewable energy, example, solar panel installation and maintenance. What other lesson learned we have from this project at our region? The next Scalability within and beyond the region. The model can be scaled across other regions of Albania or in Western Balkan with high youth unemployment and tourism potential. Each region could tailor training modules to reflect local economic strengths. For example, coastal hospitality in Vlora, in Saranda, or ecotourism in a mountain of Gjirokastra. Also, this project, from our point of view, has international scalability in countries with similar social economic contexts, for example, Georgia, North Macedonia, and Kosovo. This model could be integrated into EU funding regional development of youth unemployment projects. Also, returned integration is a transferable element for other countries facing immigration and reintegration challenges. More or less, this is our project implemented in Berat region.